Hello guys, welcome to blog number 4. So currently, traditions, walking the dogs, but I got the STI parked outside today, and so you guys can kind of see it. I know I kind of been gatekeeping it a little bit, but here she is in all her glory. Yeah, so far it's gonna be driving it a little bit. I'll probably do a little mods list for you guys, so you guys have a little idea of what's going on with it. And I think this might be my first vlog without my hat on. So my hair's a little crazy right now. Definitely am due for a haircut. Probably get one tomorrow. But anyways, so I'll probably circle back to this tomorrow morning when I do the video itself. Just wanted to kind of get a little head start. But I hope you guys have been enjoying these vlogs. I've been really kind of enjoying making them, editing them, learning the new skills, getting my typing fingers a little dirty. But yeah, for now, enjoy this next sequence. Sorry if I'm a little sweaty, it's a little hot. And I just got out of the gym, so whew. One thing about having a metal shift knob, I think everyone can kind of see the dilemma here. It gets pretty hot. For whatever reason, I kept missing third gear, but I hope the sequence was good enough for you guys. I had to figure out why my third gear is a little stiff to get into. Maybe it's just me getting used to the new shift knob, but regardless, quick sequence. All right, back to the car review or the parts list. Hope you guys enjoy. All right, so I am here with the STI. So as I said before, I guess this is going to be more of a parts list, and it's going to be a long video because I do have a lot of things done to this car. So let's kind of start getting into it. So I know that something that everyone's going to be interested in is going to be the offset and the specs of the wheels and what kind of wheels they are and whatnot. And so yeah, so these are going to be the Wet Sport TC 105X wheels, and the offsets of them, or the size of them, is going to be 18 by 9.5 plus 34. I went ahead and went with that size just because I had plus 38 wheels before, and the wheels fit really nicely. I would say they fit slightly tucked, but you're able to run bigger tires because of that. I would say that that's a good and aggressive wheel for a track setup if you want to run maybe 275 tires. The 230, the plus 34 wheels, I feel like it gives the car slightly more poke. I am running 265 tires. I wouldn't push it much more than that unless you're gonna really pull the fenders or cut the fenders, but that's where I am with the wheels. I just got them literally, I want to say, a couple weeks ago, and I'm really happy with them. The car is lower. I would say it's about an inch drop from factory, and I am running on coils. I'm running the Fortunato 500 coils. I highly recommend those coils. I've ran other coils before, and those coils, I felt like, for the most part, they kind of wear out. And the nice part about the Fortunatos is you're able to rebuild them. I bought these used from a local WRX around in the area, and then I just got them rebuilt from there, so I got a pretty good deal on them. And as far as suspension goes, I'm running a rear sway bar, so it's a 25 millimeter sway bar, and then I am running some titanium control arms in the back too to really lock in my alignment, and so that's why I'm running the rear control arms. In the front, I'm not running anything special, just the coils, and the coils have their own camber adjustment. As far as engine wise goes, I'll go ahead and pop the trunk for you guys now. So let's see. So while we're here, we'll go ahead and talk about the seats too. I'm running the Bride or the Brid set of 4s with an NRG harness bar and NRG harnesses. I went with purple just to be a little different. I'm running a likewise purple shift knob and the likewise reverse lockout, and I am running the Type RA suede steering wheel. Love the steering wheel, highly recommend it if you guys don't have it. But interior wise, that's about the most specialness that I'm running there. I try to keep the interior very simple. It's not my main priority to upgrade the interior. I try not to go too far with it. So looking at the engine bay, I mean, it's pretty clear. I'm running an ETS front mount, and that's going to help a lot with the heat soak, and it's going to help a lot with just kind of everyday driving in general. Something that I did not do with the car before was as simple as sitting through a drive-through, and that's so running a front mount really helped kind of give me the peace of mind that my engine temp or my intake temps are not cooking from me just sitting in everyday traffic. And in Los Angeles, it's a lot of traffic. So on top of the ETS front mount, I'm running all the ETS piping to run the front mount, and then I'm running an HKS blow off valve. The intake itself is a cob intake. I just added this little 45-degree bend piping. I just got it from eBay. I wasn't gonna try to spend a lot of money on a brand new intake setup, and so it worked out really nicely doing it that way. And as far as the turbo goes, I'm running an FP green turbo with all of the reliability mods set up. So the AOS, IAG AOS, Mishimoto front radiator, the Getadom cylinder 4 cooling mod. As far as my TGVs go, I am running a TGV delete by IAG and the IAG fuel rails, as well as 1300C injectors. And I am running a Cartboy pitch mount, if you can see it way back there. And I'm running a lightweight battery. And as far as my headers go, I am equal length headers. Equal length headers compared to unequal length headers, you lose the Subaru rumble, but you do gain more consistent boost pressures and more consistent and quicker boost spooling when it comes to the single scroll turbo. Is it the best? Not too sure. I mean, I really love the rumble, but I do love the performance I get with the ankle length headers. So it's up to you which you want to run. The engine is healthier with the ankle length headers, and I am running an external wastegate, a tile 38 millimeter external wastegate. And as far as the setup goes and where I'm going with this in the future, the only thing I really need to do is going to be upgrading the fueling. So I just need to upgrade the fuel pump. I'm gonna most likely run a Hellcat fuel pump just to get the proper fueling to the engine. That's the one thing I struggle with this type of build. I'm currently running an AEM 340. I think the Hellcat is rated it's like a 525, somewhere around there, maybe a little bit more. And then I think with that, I'm going to change this blow off from the HKS to a tile, and that's just for my own personal reasons. I just really love like a good turbo stutter, and with the tile you're able to really get that adjustment and get that dialed in. So that's something that I want to do kind of moving forward. Yeah, and as far as everything else goes, that's about it. I try to kind of keep it with an OEM plus kind of look. I didn't want to go over the top with this build. I wasn't trying to chop anything crazy. I did chop the front grille, as you guys can see. I pretty much just got rid of all of the plastic there, just to kind of give more airflow to the actual front mount, and I am not running a crash bar, which is not necessarily the most safest thing in the world, but it does help with airflow. And if you can see here, you know, I just took a Dremel pretty much and just chopped it right across. All you need to do really is with like 1-inch painter's tape, just tape down here, tape across, tape the other side, and you could just chop all of that off, and it could really give you that nice aggressive look. Everything else, I mean, I just removed the plastic pieces here, and I drilled out a little bit of the bumper just to give more airflow into the intake. And with that, you know, I feel like I've been getting very consistent intake temps. Literally, when I'm moving around, it's only like 1 degree hotter than the outside. So yeah, so that was a big plus. And I am running a APR carbon mirrors. I mean, they're not for everybody. I feel like they're definitely a style that not everyone's going to enjoy, but I like them. I've always liked the narrow mirror look. They're not the most practical, but they are sturdy. So once you kind of adjust them, as long as no one touches them, you know, you're going to be good. Yeah, I mean, as far as everything else goes, that's about it. I think the only other thing that I can really point out is going to be in the trunk. I gutted the trunk. I mean, it kind of defeats the purpose. I have all the stuff in there, but I did gut the trunk. So if, as you can see here, there's no actual lining or anything. I just left the spare for absolute emergencies, but for the most part, you know, race car. But yeah, outside of that, that's about all I got going with the Subaru. Would I recommend the Subaru to everybody? I say yes. I mean, I love this car. It's been definitely my favorite car I've ever owned. The engine on the 2020s, just as a heads up, and has something that you maybe there should be more awareness of. I mean, I feel like for the most part, most people know this by now, but the Type RA blocks are rated for a lot more horsepower than the previous blocks are. And those come in the 2018 and on models years. So if you have a 2018 and newer STI, you know, you're able to hold a lot more power and more safely than you were previously. So I've ran the bigger turbo setup on my car for a little bit over a year now, and I haven't had any issues, any reliability issues, nothing crazy that's outside of the engine's control, and the engine feels very strong still to this day. Obviously, having a good tuner is going to make a world of difference, and I definitely have that here in my local town. But at the same time, you know, it's something that if you're kind of scared of getting into a boxer platform just because you hear all the reliability issues, anything that's 2018 and newer, you should be fine. You know, I mean, obviously the previous owner, depending on how they treated it, would kind of say a lot, but for the most part, you know, at least you have that added protection that the stock block is rated. I think for the most part, most people have been pushing them into the fives, to the high fives, to the low 600s, and haven't been having any real reliability issues with those type of setups. So that's something that's good to know. I think something that I might have forgot to mention is the lip. It's eBay, $120. Don't overthink it. Just plastic. Anything else that you're gonna get, it's gonna be really expensive, and you're gonna probably break it. So yeah, outside of that, that's all I really got as far as this video goes. And that's as far as I got as long as the part list. If there's anything I'm missing or anything you guys want to hear about more or learn about more, feel free to comment and let me know, and I'll try to, you know, answer those questions the best I can. And I'll probably I'm obviously going to make many videos after this and talk about many other things, you know. And so with that being said, you know, I'll probably see you guys at the next one. If you guys haven't yet, please like and subscribe. The support means a lot, and I feel like I'm really going to be working hard on trying to stay consistent here. And I'll probably bring you guys other content too, so not just the cars, but maybe just personal life and things like that, and maybe even events and things that I go to, so that way you guys can kind of see more of like what's going on within the car community. But for the most part, that's where I'm going to end it. Have a good day. and I'll see you guys in the next one.